day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Yay! I'm impressed. David David can do the countdown through us fucking with him. I'm actually amazed at the consistency of Nick getting it right.
Yeah.
He usually knows that we're recording just enough to go, oh shit, we're recording. Welcome to the special, not yet drunk edition of Togetherwerole.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Tune in next week for the day drunk edition.
Anyway.
And around the world, we're not cringing.
Korean Middle JD Arts and RPG Elements. Thank you for the wonderful work you do that helps us bring all this
Do we have one more? All right, so I didn't hear any of that because I was in pain.
Don't worry, we got you covered, dude.
He's clapping his own cheeks over there.
I think we have one more.
All right, and while Nick recovers from that one, we'll see you in a minute.
I'm back.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to Silver Menagerie. You were on a mental train right now. Dived into a little Psychonauts moments into the mind of one Niquis. However, due to the effects of story play, we're going to gloss over it to either play in the future or not at all. Because her little mental gambit is her mental gambit. I will not touch that. That is her piece of candy if she so desires to touch it. So, you dove deep. Mostly placed nice, based off your characters, due to a certain celestial promise, and you were able to successfully assist with the clearing of whatever mental thing that Niquis had. Now, this is where I'm going to ask Tommy. I gave you the document. That gave you the general overlay of what was going on.
Sure.
Would you like me to explain it in-game, or to keep it on the hush?
I think that it would make for a fun one-shot when Nathan gets back, so let's keep it quiet.
Understood.
Stay tuned.
There were a lot of...
I just need more than 2 weeks to make a game.
Oh, I completely understand. But
Last second.
Either way, as I need to make sure I get to my documents...
Alright, we'll come back to us.
There's a spare and a rabbit.
Yeah.
So,
Does
what
it
you
hurt?
see, what you felt, and what happened in the mind of a person that studied psychological trauma, inducing passions, desires, hopes, and powerful emotions to people, it was a lot to take in, and you don't know what is real or fake. What you saw is what you saw, and you can play it to how you
Yeah, that's
is.
reasonable.
Yeah.
No.
But at the same time, on your way out, you felt a tug. You felt a...
You saw that?
Right. And you felt something blur your memories to the point that you can't really remember specific moments, but you do remember weird things going on.
It's Niquis. Of course it's weird. Vedic usually has a pipe. It's a...
With a different pipe.
I can't.
I'm over there going, what does this squishy bit do?
Yeah. As you guys wake up from this ritualistic slumber, you know you were successful in your endeavors. Now, what led to the success, you don't know. You just know you unlocked something. Many somethings, small somethings, it's hard to tell.
Many somethings.
And I'm going to ask everyone to leave the table.
Whoa!
Nah.
Go. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
And who's
Tanya will stay.
Tanya will stay. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I get the right camera plan here. Just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and give you.
The spotlight.
Well, let's see here. I want to give the appropriate camera here for you. So I guess we're probably just gonna do here. We'll just do this one. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
And.
Five, 4, 3, 2. Okay. Tanya. Niquis. The document that I gave you explained roughly what was going on in terms of the evolution of the last resume, that is you, upon a pile of failed predecessors that were also you but are different paths.
Right.
It doesn't change who you are currently, but it is a sheet of paper that you can go into the past and see what you have done, what you've tried, and the layers of emotions that you've added to collection that will hopefully allow you to finally complete the art piece. Your absolute best piece of work that you've been working on and could not pass a mental wall in one lifetime. Several other memories unlock at the same time. Memories that were clearly altered in this cycle. There's 3 people in question. The first one, the Master of Greif. At the tea party, specifically. You were not the only one altered at this time, because everyone that partook in the tea party was altered. As the Master of Greif, unfortunately, was forced, and regretfully forced, as he began to explain through a memory that was hazed over, so that you could remember it on a later date. That would bypass the agreement that he was forced into by the Lord of Bitterfrost. He was indeed holding to the promises of old, of your past predecessors, that were you, in holding, housing, and guiding these pieces of cold iron catalysts to drive the ritual of flesh that you created long time ago, to make sure that you would give them in some way, shape, or form, in a way that the Lord of Bitterfrost would not know that you, one, created them, and how.
Okay.
Along with the hopes that you find and succeed in your endeavors, this cycle around, yada, 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 and his repeated grief in his current circumstance of being in such a particular situation that doesn't allow him to hold the cards.
Right.
And hopes that you do not hold it against him. The second people that come up are a particularly vicious group of Fey nobles that are just essentially labeled in the document just asshole nobles.
Okay.
If I can find their names real quick. Here we go. I went too far. This group of nobles don't really have a title outside of being just 3. There used to be 4, but after a few cycles of them pestering you, it came down to 3. Now, you wish you had, role in that, but, Fae be Fae. One of them just kind of fell out of existence. These 3 Fae nobles, known as the kindly fans of cattish delights.
Kindly fans of what?
Cattish delights.
Cattish. Okay.
They are 3 relatively powerful noble of the Unsealed Council. A corrupted pixie of Mossy Pickle. That's her name.
Okay.
The Enchantress Helia. Helia.
You're going fast. Corrupted pixie of...
Mossy Pickle.
Okay. Next one?
And Enchantress Helia. Helia.
Okay.
Another Eladrin. And followed by the last one, a feline cat-like person, is a Servant of the Vine, Inya.
Servant of the Vine?
Yes. Definition, this one likes to drink a lot.
Okay.
These are particularly stick out as people of annoyance because they like to cackle at your repeated failure at the end of the road, mucking around with your mind, egging you on, sometimes even guiding you to possible passive avenue, but ultimately want to see you fail repeatedly so that they can repeatedly gossip and pester you constantly. And then there's Aeronat. Aeronat was the last person. Sorry, Aeronat you saved. Mm-hmm. But now that you have more memories, you realize that you saved him a little earlier than you expected.
Okay.
He was actually on the tail end of your previous mental reset. And he was the one, for this time around, forced into a promise, you saving him, of course, and with him accepting it with glee. Well, morbid glee, to be with you, to make sure that the mental stone paths to the proper research line would stay on track. He was there, and he has been given several items of influences to make sure to remove anything or anyone that might have diverted you from this path of study. Anyone that got too close to you, maybe.
And this is the research for my greatest creation, not my research for the cold iron?
This is the greatest creation, yes. Okay. The cold iron has already been completed at this point.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Aeronat was in charge to make sure he would move any...
I'm tracking, keep going.
Yeah. Too many kindred spirits, people that could have blossomed into something more, but never got to that point because they were distractions. Okay. There needed to be nothing but research. There needed to be nothing but the goal of surpassing this mental wall, not other things that might become more than just friendships. And changing certain events in your mind is actually easier than you think, as all he did was change a few certain key moments of similar researches for that person to make it subpar or less than stellar. And that's all he had to do, because no longer he was a person of a kindred spirit of exceptional research capabilities to a person that was not worth your time.
Okay.
And you moved on, continuing your research as he continued to uphold his promise. Is there any questions you have with all the information between the documents and what I just gave you before I call everyone back?
Nope.
Okay. Senorita, do you mind going and grabbing them for a moment? Thank you, kindly.
Alright, bye guys.
Over time, and allow them to get the drinks.
Wait, we were supposed to do a costume change.
Costume change? Rip away pants. Come on, Nathan. Oh no, that's your style.
These are denim.
My stick.
That's your stick. Got it.
Again, also denim. Tail feathers. You need the full.
You remember that?
Help you, Liberace.
Do you remember that costume?
So, we didn't cover this last time. As you guys awake, you finished a full rest and finished another full day in the Shadowfell.
Uh-oh.
We did not pass this because we were short on time last time. I need everyone to make a Christmas saving throw.
Ah, no! Oh, damn it. Why not wisdom? There's a wisdom, no.
Fuck.
First roll of the episode.
Not 20.
Not surprising with a person of faith.
Hey! I'm okay.
Captain Mediocre, 9.
9. That's a failure.
I need to actually remember
21.
this character.
Success.
Finally.
27.
You're fine.
9.
Failure. Eck. Did Eck and Sparks get
Sorry,
another shadow
I-
point?
You
10.
didn't ask me what my total was.
What was your total?
36.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Barely succeeds.
Barely succeed, yes. All right.
There's one little spot in the Shadowfell that there's like actual
My
green
fire.
flowers growing where I was sleeping.
Yes. All right.
And next to you is standing there Sparks and Eck going.
I need both of you to roll a D4.
Oh, what was
Little did I know, my black armor actually shadow armor.
1, 2 is failure. 3, 4 is
I have D2s.
4. You're fine.
Hey!
3.
3. You're fine. But you do add 1 shadow point. So you're at 2 shadow points. You're at 1 shadow point, and you're at 1 shadow point. So keep that in mind.
Can I have my sometimes deck of many things?
Sometimes
I'm
deck
gonna
many
hold
things.
on to that actually right now.
Your sometimes deck of many things? What?
It's an occasionally
Let me know.
works deck of many things.
I'm sure the DM will let us know when
Oh,
there are
right.
certain ill effects from said shadow points.
Yes, and you already have a dancing shadow.
That's the one where you pull a card and you have to roll to see if it
Oh
works.
god. The dancing shadow is going to start humping my leg. Oh crap, I thought about it. Get off my leg.
Passing all the ill effects of the Shadowfell. Okay. And before we go any further, I do want to remind you of the status and reputation points of the Unsealed Council. So, I'm going to pass out these documents here, just so that you can have them on hand in case you ever need to look over them.
Reference our
Right.
relative.
They were within the 100-page plus documents, and I found it and I realized I should probably print them out.
Status ranking. I'm only mostly invisible.
I'm barely acknowledged.
I'm mostly invisible. Good. I'm someone else's
And
property.
may I know your current status number? Reputation. 6?
15.
3.
Fuck you.
3.
7!
7.
I had to
31.
work my way up.
31. So you can read on your own accord based off of the boons you would get depending on your ranking due to your reputation.
I'm a
Oh,
7,
you're
I've been in a
sentient.
bag the whole time.
I'm barely acknowledged, yes.
4 sparks.
Oh, okay. Wow, this
Give
I
me
like how
another.
sentient being is
Hard
above
stuff.
physics.
Give me another music.
You know the Unsealed Council.
Wow.
Oh wait,
Now I realize how well I just got some interesting insights of how well
I did do that.
I'm this close to 450 and above.
I did do my "You Won't Survive" number.
Yes, and I gave you reputation, didn't
Yeah.
I? Okay. Yeah,
I
I
forgot.
If
I
you
hadn't
haven't-
used that one.
If you haven't heard that tune, let's see.
Count yourself lucky. Because it's me singing. But I do go full Diana Ross. There's sequence in the afro wig. Look for that in the previous episode.
In previous episodes, go dig for it.
And now you awake. A little groggy, a little eye-shot. Rested in a way of the body, but not mental presence. As you are awoken from your slumber, diving into the mind of Niquis, unlocking several things with one particular memory for most of you, except for Quinn, which you're not aware of a certain tea party that mentally influences you guys. There was a bunch of information of the Master of Greif that seemed to be egging you on and telling you about the various irons catalysts that you now possess. That he was the one holding onto them that was given to him of someone much older than him. Well, not much older, but older, if not as old as the Master of Greif. In charge to make sure that you guys would get it in some way, shape, or form. Now, he had definitely had to change a few plans because you guys never followed the threads that he asked you to follow, but that's regardless. You now have the cold iron catalysts, so that he made sure that the Lord of Bitterfrost does not know that you guys would have these ready items. And to ensure that you assist Niquis in going against the Lord of Bitterfrost, reminding you of your fate promise. Quinn, you're not part of this.
I'm not. But I did just actually read through the sheet and notice that reputation 450 or higher, possible romantic ties to the prince, the princess, the queen, or the demon lord. You mean I could have banged myself into prominence?
When your reputation is high enough.
Wait. You mean I actually could have succeeded through seducing NPCs? What kind of a messed up game are you running?
A game that seems to enjoy you. That
light
you
turned
seem to
on.
be enjoying. Anyway, so as you wake up with that recollection, you can act how you please. As you look around, seeing the various floating structure of this mega structure, spire of books, crystals, and floating memories. Celestial beings seemingly flopping around more energetically, and the solar that was in the center assisting this mind-melding, delving activity. even he, with those with passive perception that is beyond normal, is able to see almost like a re-energization of celestial presence amongst them, as you see bits of layers of corroded feathers seemingly growing back on the wings of these creatures. Silence yourself, Bone, I say to myself. Seeing the various crows, sorry, not crows, why do I do that? Ravens flying all over the place in swarms of hundreds, very eager in some aspects. Something has changed in this place, as if new energy has arrived in itself. Subtle at first, but definitely there. How would you like to proceed with this lack of information on your side?
Don't look at me. All is going according to prophecy.
See, the problem
You're
is
smoking a
the dude of mine. The problem is Quinn is like waking up, and he made his save, so he's like actually had a restful night's sleep, but he's still dwelling on the experience, So he's just kind of muttering to himself. We climbed into her head, took a look at her mind, saw the kind of things that make you go blind.
And for some reason, it's somehow based off of your just physical presence with that natural 20. There's actually a couple of flowers around you with a couple of butterflies. Just around you and where you have bed down.
And then Eck walks along. Stop.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the kobold's eating the butterflies.
He's got one. I snag one, dip it in my coffee.
And the one spider. One of the raven. They do not survive in the Shadowfell.
Little cream-filled kind of. Fantastic.
Pixie's like,
Yo, she's in her hair, just hiding, braiding her hair in a way that makes the door and just kind of shuts it.
I'm sorry, Reggie. There wasn't any left for you.
Oh, there's another book from the library. How to Serve Pixie.
Between two sheets of paper.
7 doesn't hit you, right?
No.
No, okay, so it tries to find you, but misses.
Stop it.
this is
I'm
even
waiting
you
for the
trying to
3 of
gouge my
us
out
to
with
eat
yourself.
Let's be serious for a moment. I'm
One
wondering.
spit.
Yeah.
Get a little fire going, a little rotisserie with it.
It's gonna be delicious.
Well, here's the trick. Reggie, don't listen. See, if we had your Lord of Bitter Frost take over its mind and talk to us through to Reggie, and stop moving, Reggie. I know I'm talking about you right now, but stop it. Reggie's gonna get back. I could let him go so that your Lord of Bitter Frost doesn't spy on us, but then if I let him go, he could actually still spy on us and we don't know. So now I'm wondering whether or not.
Do you want to eat him?
Here's the problem though, I don't know where his poison sacks are, so this is kind of dangerous. I'm not sure we want to
This
eat
is her forte. Who's in her office?
Where's the poison sack on a Rageopeid?
Make a survival check.
Oh, okay. That's better than my nature check, so
It was in her office. She knows what it is.
No, not where geographically.
The reason
where
why I
it's
say
based.
survival is because technically this thing is not a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm wondering if we can keep this
I
thing,
can work with that.
even though I do like Reggie. I think
26.
the Lord of Bitter Frost
26?
is going to know
Okay, you
our
get
every
several
move
things.
if we keep him.
I
natural
understand.
2.
I'm gonna let them finish talking.
Natural 3 and a natural 20. So as you are holding on to the Age of P, it is continuing trying to bite you. And eventually it finally hits you once across the neck as you're like, oh, I see something on your neck. You take 1 point of piercing damage. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Get rid of this thing, for fuck's sake.
Here we go.
Fire. Hang on. I've got an idea.
Woo. What am I making? Con? No.
Wisdom.
A wisdom.
You just gotta produce a fire in the middle of the Hall of Crystal Memories.
18.
Sure, nobody can say I'm below notice. I'm really sentient.
So 18,
Library.
straight up.
We're in the library in my section. It's fine.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
This is literally the collection I put together.
There's whispers going on over there.
Yeah, I'm
That's why we're
aware.
talking, so we don't actually hear the whispers.
know,
And that's why they don't want to hear the whispers.
The Lord of
Little do they
Bitterfrost
know
is
that they
going
might
to
scare
spy
being
on us
sensitive
whether or
people to
not you
everything.
have the thing. What I care about
Okay,
is
so
you keep getting
geographically
bit.
speaking,
Just a moment. Just a moment.
So as you realize this
let her
information,
finish, let her
yeah.
finish,
Oh,
let her
sorry.
finish.
I know, I fucking quit. There has been 3 conversations going on the whole time. You guys go ahead. No?
Okay, sorry, he was giving me the information as the result of my roll.
And I was trying to let you two do the thing, and he was talking at me, and I have given up.
Okay.
So,
as this Ragipede is latching onto his neck, I'm like looking at it and noting details of it, and I look over at Vedic,
Who is currently sharpening a knife.
you know, and I give you this very subtle but I kind of look around geographically at what is the space where...
You're currently on a platform that is actually suspended. No platforms connected to it at this current time.
Okay.
As platforms move to where they need to go.
Got it.
So you're just
Over
on a
some
floating...
bottomless chasm.
Pretty much, yeah. You're just on a floating disc, essentially, with a pool of blood at the center. And it's about I want to say, 50-foot diameter total of this platform. So it's a sizable platform, but it's not like, infinite.
A little blood in the middle?
So
Yeah, there's...
Throw it off.
Yoink.
Yeet! And as it's going,
Official cause of death?
arrows at it.
Okay.
As it's getting further and further away.
Okay. Make it... Just
throw-
roll D20 for a performance check.
what are you throwing?
He's throwing Reggie.
I'm holding on to Reggie.
I understand.
Okay,
that.
roll a strength
Reggie's
save.
going by
Roll a strength check, yeah. Roll a strength check.
We're gonna rip Reggie in
Performance?
half.
Well, yeah, hold on to that performance for
Okay.
a moment.
Official cause of death? Yeeting.
That'd be a modified 20
He has been
for the
yeeted.
strength check.
What was the past tense of yeet? Yes?
Yoked.
Yoked.
13.
He has been
13.
yoked.
Modified 20.
Modified 20. You're holding on to it, and it's up to you. You can hold on to it, but you don't know if Reggie is going to survive the pulling between 2 very strong individuals.
Let it go.
I let Reggie go.
And it was as
26.
26, 3 arrows across its body as various hidden runes that are underneath the parts of the carapaces of the actual Renipede suddenly glow with white intensely, and almost like a blowing of a blizzard's air wraps around it, freezing every bit of water molecule in the air, and creating a actually quite nice little snow flurry in the air in the distance as
glad we
the
did
body
this.
is destroyed and frozen solid before it shatters hundreds of feet below.
Apologies for taking those steps before explaining, but that creature had a familiar bond with something else and had been enchanted to explode in the extraordinary fashion you just witnessed upon its death.
Which is why you knew
Yoinked,
how to-
yeeted, and bombed?
Goodbye, Reggie.
Yoink.
Goodbye, Reggie.
Yeets, yotes, and flurry?
Yoinked, yeeted, and flurried.
Yoink, yeeted, yoted, and flurried.
You weren't
Yoink,
even a
yoted,
fae.
and flurried.
Goodbye, Reggie. We hardly knew ye. We didn't really like ye.
You lasted way longer than any of the Fae I ever had, so that's...
It is Faye.
Niquis,
not true. Anyway.
apologies for my interruption of your conversation with Eck, but that was a situation that needed dealt with.
Are the frozen chunks accessible?
On the floor, yes, 100 feet down. Yes.
We yonked it off the...
Right, but like
That is the
I'm
best
saying,
lesson.
during all of the chaos of
Yote.
that,
We yonked.
did any get stuck? This is my part of the library. I don't want dead bug bits stuck in
No,
my.
okay. With his
That's
strength,
what I care.
yeah, with his strength, he was able to throw it far enough out that any of the frost actually did not hit any of the books.
Okay.
And with his performance check, with 3 arrows, with ease.
You should
It
have
was
said
quite
pull.
skillfully done.
All I care.
Pull!
And so if we were to actually try to eat or kill Reggie
That would've
right
gone
here,
off
it would
in
have
our
gone
midst.
off in an...
You're welcome.
It would have been bad.
Yes.
Well, it
I
would
don't know
have
what
been
questions
bad
are
for
the followers.
someone.
And apparently, even though we got rid of Reggie here, I guess you were saying, Niquis, that Lord Bitterfrost will still be able to spy on us and know exactly what we're doing.
Someday I'm going to eat a turtle.
Someday.
But it's not this day.
Click, click.
This is not how it dies.
Click, click.
He gets it back out the knife.
The librarian that was
If
assisting
I-
with this.
If I am truly, pardon, barbarian. If
Barbarian?
If I am truly gone, I don't want myself to just be going to waste. So, yes, you may eat me if I truly die and cannot be recovered.
What are the limits of prestidigitation when it comes to purifying?
But I don't intend to die very soon. So, anyway,
With that hit point total?
barbarian.
No,
Don't we have a revive?
Who are you calling barbarian? The solo
librarian.
librarian Orion?
Oh,
Librarian, not
librarian. No wonder I thought this was.
This 9-foot-tall celestial being that had a slight smile to his rather.
A librarian.
Like you're like, hold on, barbarian.
It's gonna be a character so the Red Lion.
I know.
Brian, you might want to join next session or two of my Monday night because they're in a library right now.
So this librarian with that insult.
Quiet in the library.
You get a little, almost like a spine click as he just kind of twists his head, just like, what the hell did this thing just say?
I'm sorry.
Knowledge is power. Come on, it's right. The jokes write themselves.
The next one is the shh, 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 shh. The axe comes whipping through the air.
You're right. I thought it was the best place ever because it was a big place of books and knowledge.
Barbarian path is born.
It's called the Shusher.
Tune in for that. The passive knowledge barbarian.
The solar kind of ignores the rest of you as you continue to make these jokes. Goes to Niquis.
Sure. What's up?
I'm assuming it was a successful endeavor,
Sure.
and it is a pleasure to see you once again, Ancient One.
Huh? What?
Am I familiar with this dude? Like, this is not on
You've
the list of
repeatedly
stuff.
come to this guy to have your memory
Got
opened
it.
up many times before.
Alright.
So who's the one locking the memories? Did we figure that out?
Yes.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember.
I mean, the answer is
You
yes.
don't remember.
The other part, I'm not answering you.
It's like Star Control 3, the precursors de-evolve.
The solar turns to address the rest of you that are currently making inappropriate jokes about his lineage. Her memories are her own. If she wishes to divulge them, that is her business. But a rewarding is necessary. Looks to Quinn. It seems that you have a deck of fate. And he puts his hand out.
What's this?
Deck of Fate?
What's this?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Sure.
You're gonna try and lie to a planar party?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a dice roll.
He doesn't know.
Make a religion check real quick.
What always talking about.
Is it a planar or solar?
It's a solar.
Okay.
A higher, planar.
Yeah, it's one of
Celestial.
the thrones, above Archangel. Religion, that's a 13. Remember, I sucked on my religion against the Raven Queen, too.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
Okay.
keep meeting gods and have
And
no
it
idea.
makes sense that you lie to this individual, and you do, and you don't even need to make a roll because it's going to be ungodly high. But even with that ungodly high nature, you can feel the normal charismatic nature of your being just completely get dissected, ripped to ribbons, and just pierced through as he takes a few steps forward and takes a knee in front of you. Still taller than you.
Yeah.
He's taking a knee.
Yeah, take a knee. Bring it down to my level. Thanks.
To lie to a celestial can be seen as many things. But understand that when I ask, do not lie to me, it is out of appreciation to my senses. It physically hurts me when someone lies. Some say it makes me violent.
Wait, I can hurt this guy just by lying to him? Oh man, you're in for a whooping. Allow me to tell you my life story.
I'm stepping 2 steps to the right.
Roughly 1 fireball's distance away.
Yes, he goes to the right, I go to the left.
Alright, so
I am here to give you payment.
He's gonna take out the wood card.
alright, 1 sec. You want the deck?
Oh, shit.
You can have it.
I'm like, wait, no, it's in. There. The pixie's in there playing solo.
He stands up, opens the deck slightly,
Solitaire the deck of many things.
slices his wrist to have celestial blood start spilling on the deck as he begins to pull them
What is he shuffling?
as he takes
Deck of
one
fates.
feather as he begins to speak and lights it like an incense, places on the floor, kneeling, preparing to deal. The deck of many things is a fate-driven item. You are in the house of the Raven Queen, and she has returned. Oh, I was going to say something else. Thanks to you, she has returned. For a time, at least. And in the house of fate, it can be guided. Shown, but not controlled. And he begins to explain that he will draw from the deck of many things, and he will nullify any negative aspect from the deck of many things until one positive shows up and will dally it out equally to the party.
Whoa.
Now, this is not a normal deck of many things.
put it on the table.
This is known as the deck of many go fishes.
Yeah.
So,
Need death!
every time you pull from the deck, you roll a d4. On a 1, it goes through. On a 3, 4, or 5, 3,
2, 3.
2, 3,
3, 4,
4.
or 5. Yeah, on the D4. When you roll a 5 on the D4, you're really fucked.
Yeah, you're really fucked. It does not activate
that what just
as its own
stands up on its edge
dispatch
by
because
just-
it's go fish.
You know, just like
Oh.
sits there like that.
So you call for a card and then try and roll.
Got
You-
a get it.
Well, you don't call for a card.
Oh, okay.
You still pull from the card like normal, but it's basically,
Whether it actually happens or whether.
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
Well, you
Got
can't-
any towers?
I don't actually remember what
not,
any of
not exposed to
Me
that.
neither.
Ooh.
yeah.
It's one of those things I've never.
Well, it's
given
perfect. You're
anybody.
able to
Like, I
display
read
it right on
it's
your-
cool.
What
Yeah,
if I
shut there.
consider something
Do you
positive that is
remember my-
traditionally negative?
It will be up to you.
Do you
And you
remember
will
my
allow you to
13
decide if you want it
game
negative or
that
positive.
You played in forever. You guys had
Right.
one
So,
for like half a
If
session.
everybody gets things equally,
Mm-hmm.
the one where it shoves me into an alternate dimension, am I stuck with them?
Just like, this is my escape plan. Can I just like hang on to this and play it at a later date?
That's not a bad idea.
He explains that in the House of the Raven, with the current influx of celestial powers, it would basically put you all in separate dungeons if you agree upon.
I have this
That's a
hilarious,
terrible idea.
I have this
But it would be
hilarious
something.
idea that like there are multiple different realities, right? And I'm not talking about like planes. There are multiple different realities.
Yes.
But on every single reality, Vedic is the exact same person.
I like that. So, like,
And he
That
gets
works with my head.
shunted to another reality, so they all like rotate over one, and they're all just like,
Yeah, this makes sense.
Oh, okay.
okay, just flip to this
Chapter
chapter.
12.
Yeah. Okay, no, we're on this version. I gotta turn
Quinn's a male in this universe,
Turn
the
the
other
book-
universe was a female.
turn the book on its side and read this way instead of that's okay.
So, who would like to pick first?
Nose goes.
No, it was my thing. So I rolled these four. Do I pick first?
You pick first, and then we roll a
One
d4
moment,
to
one
see if it
moment.
happens.
Hold on. I want to try. Oh, we don't have a camera angle that's going to get that.
No, we're gonna
No,
throw.
can you go
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and like
Lay
do it?
him out
right?
on the thing
Oh,
here.
Why don't we all
I got
draw?
it.
Let's
I
all
got it.
draw
Just
for
the
card down.
idea of just like reaching out and just seeing the card pull under this camera would be awesome.
So,
no.
it's going to be like this. Splay them out a little more evenly if you could. And
There we go.
every time you pick a card, lay it out to see what it is, and then see if it actually takes effect.
Void. Ha! Every time.
Every time the void.
Every time.
fucking
Roll a
time.
d4.
That's the third time we've drawn
Two.
with this deck.
It does not take
Oh.
effect.
So does that go back in the
No, it
deck?
does not.
Good.
Void is off the
Thank
table.
God.
So,
Jeez, why is it always void?
next person that's going to pick.
3 times we've drawn out of this deck.
Go
now,
round robin.
legitimately draw from the deck, and as the 3rd time in the row, it is the first card that comes up. Oh, ruin.
Ruin.
Also
Oh.
bad.
Also bad. Roll a d4 if it takes effect.
Isn't that
Do not roll a 1.
lose all of
4.
your shit?
4 does not.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
ruin.
that
Okay,
is
lose
literally you
everything.
lose everything.
Why are we playing this game?
The Solar can nullify.
Give me a card.
Make sure that he wants
Here's the
to
question: we have 3 different people who can like undo last action. Would any of that come into play here?
Well, the celestial being is allowing
Okay.
negative effects.
Like,
not to take
like
effect.
every one of us has a reality revision where we can just we're gonna redo that something else.
Key.
Key.
Know the answer to your next problem? I think.
Gain a major magic weapon,
A major magic weapon.
but does it take effect?
Yes.
That's a
yes,
yes,
it does.
That's a 1.
That's a 1.
Staff of the Magi?
Have one.
What?
I have staff of power.
Okay.
Staff of the Archmagi.
There you go.
Archmage, yeah. There you go.
It's like 9 feet long.
No, it just like it's got little things that just like it's like
Yeah.
telescoping.
This is where I ask the question.
Rod of power.
Does everyone consider this a positive effect?
Giving
Giving
Vedic.
Vedic?
No, the answer is probably not.
As you feel the energy, the divine,
Everyone gets a piece
major
of a major
energy
magic item.
plane existence, because that's how the Raven works.
We each get a part
Coalesce
of the
into the deck of many things as Vedic is pulling the card and about to flip it over as all of you realize what is about to happen
I knew
as
that was gonna
tears
happen.
in front of you, each and every one of you beckoning you to have your hand grasp out and grasp something powerful, something useful. Would you consider this a positive thing?
Hell yeah!
I just want, from a story perspective, we should all say yes, because
Yes.
that means that Mr. tells the fortune.
Give me a card. I know what
Lucky number 42 from the bottom. Like,
Yes.
let that be true.
I love it. I love it. As Vedic pulls in front, it happens to him first, as rips in reality actually happen in every single one of you.
We all have to stay
We
at
each get a magic item.
All of you get a magic item, as it is divided to every single person here.
it's a rod of
each get
7
1/5
parts.
of
and we
the
each
magic
get one.
That's what I just said. Like,
Vedic
we
is
each
the
got a
first
piece
one
of
to
each
grasp
of
onto
those.
it, as he's holding onto the key-stricken item card, as it turns into a stare in reality, and you grasp onto it, as it blinds you with this almost negative burst of energy. But Celestial, nevertheless, as you're now holding a crystalline seed of purple, blues, and golds that has a stem of a real living plant, of a crystal plant.
I'm not putting this in my eye, just so we're clear about that.
And you remember diagrams, drawings, and structures of this item that you were actually going to raid your girlfriend's lair for.
Oh, good!
Oh yeah, we saved that. Yay!
This is the vestige
Hopefully
known
she doesn't
as
know.
the seed of prospect.
Hopefully she doesn't find out who has it.
The rest of you,
We just skipped that side quest.
Let's just take the Solar's bow. I'm just gonna borrow this.
No, I got what I came for.
Every arrow is a greater slaying arrow.
this time I'm actually going to ask
Oh god.
of anywhere from very rare to legendary, what do you desire?
I don't know the options in the middle.
Any
Very
item you want,
rare.
basically.
What?
To legendary.
Very rare. I think it's legendary. I think it's common. It's uncommon, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary.
Yeah.
Like, so very rare or legendary.
Okay.
I don't. Oh my
You
god.
can choose. Basically, you can choose anything you want from rare to legendary.
You should
Okay.
have had us
Yours.
think about this.
Same thing with
beforehand.
Sparks, Eck, Quinn. I have a question for you.
Yep.
We haven't talked
I'll
about your vestige yet.
Yep.
I was torn between giving you like a musical bow instrument, or allowing your eye to become the root of your vestige.
Yeah, but this is gonna.
Okay.
It was a concept that I haven't really fleshed out yet, and it won't take effect
armor
until next game while we
Yeah.
actually
Doubt it will work.
go into it. But I was thinking like either you would get elven accuracy from your eye plus other benefits.
Or like actually having more than 10 foot of true sight.
Yeah, it would
Go out to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it would give you other benefits. Allow you to, again, it's a concept thing. I was thinking like smelling lies, allowing you to enhance your charisma effects that are already godly proportionate already. Assist with your archery skills, which was like elven accuracy.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, okay. So as you reach into energy, you feel it actually course up your arm and go into your eye that has been replaced by these berries, and you can feel it shifting and changing even now.
It's just one big berry.
One big saggy berry.
You don't want things to be
I mean,
The magic has not taken full effect yet, but you know it's something is
Got
good.
it. Like I feel it growing. Like,
Yes.
that itches.
Yeah,
Oh, that itches.
it's tickling the back of your brain. You're like,
There's like a leaf coming out the other ear. What is that?
Congratulations, you've been infected with pink eye.
I think I got pink eye when you were trying to touch it.
Celestial pink eye. But the rest of you already have a vestige, so sorry guys, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, I have to check.
I didn't say because I already have a pretty cool bow that's like
Yeah, you already have a pretty cool bow. That's
like,
what I'm like.
I don't
no,
know.
no.
The only thing, but like several of my spells that I use on the regular come out of that.
Yes.
So, which I actually just completely forgot that some of those were on there.
So, Vec, you have the seed of prospects. Roll an
It's
Arcana.
mine. It's all mine. I'll be up here.
The very nature of the weave around this thing, not just the weave, but actual possibilities, fragmentation of other altercations. Where was your arcane?
25.
25? Right off the back, you know this thing is actually off of a living thing. Genetically modified, essentially, under the arcane premises of a powerful draconic empire. That was physically ripped off the tree itself in mid-bloom. Some would call it the tree of creation. Others would call it, a very magical tree, and especially with arrogant wizards that actually made the bloody thing, would call it the tree
Stack on top of my shield.
of future past.
I don't think they stack. It's separated. It floats around me.
All right, keep talking.
You know that anything that you place in this that is
So you
of
can get 2 shields.
rare item or higher,
Because you get theoretically
it will go under a magical transformation as the crystalline tree seed will take root and shift it into something much more potent than what it was. And usually, historically, with that arcane check, it would go into a staff or a wand. But it can go into any item, and it would change based off of what you got put it into.
I mean, I already have the Staff of Power.
Yes,
Might
you
as well
do.
just use the damn thing. Like, why screw with tradition at this point? Okay, quick wander over my inventory here. That is absolutely the best option for me.
Understood.
I actually don't have a lot of stuff.
Tell me if you do so. Okay. As you place it, and just place it at about midpoint of of the focus of the staff, the seed immediately begins to bear root and grass around it, crystalline plants, roots, and basically dazzling colors of fragmentation, gem, diamonds, and geode-like structures begin to wrap around it and bed, almost breaking the staff of power. And immediately, even though it's still changing, it has the capabilities of a staff of a magi. But you know, given time, it will turn into something better.
What'd you find?
1, 2, 3. That's it. Punch. Everything requires attunement.
Yes, and I want everyone to say goodbye to the future that Vec probably knows about, all the knights that you could have gotten for every single one of you.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Because if you got a knight, you would have had a level 4 knight. That served you and only.
That's not going to work well because they're going to die in the next mission. That's it.
No.
They will die.
Nope.
Make it quick.
Mine stands next to me using the help action.
Fair enough.
Actually, they were pretty badass.
Well, no, just have my knight is also an archer, and all he does is fire his arrows to lead my targets into mine. The help action.
Wow, that's some practice here.
Move him to his right.
There you go.
Well, if you start getting elven accuracy on that advantage, wrecks him.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Isn't there some place where you can
Go
set
ahead and
up?
add elven accuracy to your menu, by the way.
Okay.
You already have that right off the bat.
Isn't there a place where you can have like a hidden fortress?
I had one of those.
What are those
But I
called?
couldn't find it.
Dweeman's Instant Fortress?
No, not an interest fortress.
One
that
of the
comes
cards
up,
is you get a
it's
castle
invisible.
somewhere.
It's like you can be in a different.
I actually don't
plane,
know what's in the thing.
And it has like invisible servants.
You're talking
I've heard
you're
about
talking
this.
Oh, Magnificent
Mansion.
That's a spell, not an item.
If you really want a magnificent mansion, I can get you a magnificent mansion.
I'm just trying to find a place where we can recover every night.
How do we not have like a wand of that by this point? The terrible places we camp.
You know, of all the
I am curious. I don't
cards you could have pulled, that was probably the. I mean, it was definitely useful.
Yeah.
But at
The
same-
wish.
The wish, yeah. I had preparations for like
great shit.
wishes, night, magical items.
Yeah.
Well,
There's the other ones.
is this something that we must choose now, or can we choose at a later date?
You can choose at a later date if you so desire.
All right.
You can feel the energy still fluxing in your hand, and it hasn't.
Will it into existence?
It hasn't really. Yeah, you haven't willed it
For
into
you,
existence
you
yet.
like the ability to take like 2 of your crazy ass weapons that you already have and just go, can I just get all of that on one? That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like I want Thornbriar and Chance.
Oh,
There are some nasty weapons out
There are some really nasty ones.
yes, but I won't ever let go of chance. Well, I won't.
there. Would you like to pour it into chance?
Make it a sword that casts chain lightning on a crit. I'm sorry, I just thought
It won't be
it
won't be a vestige, but you can enhance an item, and I'll just make a custom item if you so desire.
That'd be nice.
All right. Well, we'll talk.
Okay.
I will dream on it.
Okay.
I
That's
will
fun.
dream on it.
I remember in like Diablo 2, that was one of the
Alright.
devastating things. A weapon that casts the electrical bolts that go in its direction.
So are
on a
we?
hit.
Are we? Now that the barbarian has given us what we want,
The librarian.
There's literally, as he's finished dealing the deck out, giving the deck back towards Quinn, he just kind of reels back and
Wait,
like,
I get it back?
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
saying.
did that.
I'm
Is it
saying it
still
with
gonna
respect,
function?
though.
Yes.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Alright.
Well,
however, they are dripped on by celestial blood. That doesn't really damage it, but it does seem to have this strange ether-like shadow that clings to the deck now, no matter what you do.
not a vampire. Not a vampire.
Surprisingly, it doesn't have effect.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what effect that might have, but yeah, why not?
Let's just say the
Take it.
celestial blood has already been used.
Yeah. Let's take it for a spin.
It's dried.
Damn.
Well.
Oh crap! Did you know these are marked?
Oh, do we have any idea after now we found the library? Now that we found this library, do we? Where to from here? We to find the Hall of Memories, right? Did you find where it was in this library?
This was the.
No, I thought it was the library.
We're in a library. I never needed to learn where the Hall of Crystal Memory was.
Or oh no, we had to get to the hall
Yeah.
so you could.
So we could unlock the memories that we just did, so we don't need to go there.
All right.
Yeah.
What you unlocked was the route to the Lord of Bitterfrost's personal chamber. You also remember where your hidden laboratory is.
Do we wish to go there?
You don't know that.
We don't know.
Oh,
We don't
I'm
know.
sorry, we don't
So,
know
but
Say it
we.
again?
You also remember where your true laboratory is. Protected, hidden,
Shield or sword? Shield or sword?
and ready to
Sword.
use if necessary.
My sword is.
If you feel
Mercy, which is
if
really
you have
okay.
enough
My
to complete your
shield is
life.
+1 non-magical. Shield.
How concerned are we with the success of this murdering this guy?
What's your AC? 24.
I've come this far.
Mildly?
So that's what I was thinking. Animated shield.
Would we
Shield
want-
shield plus the animated shield?
Greater power going into it?
Question for the DM:
Does spell guard exist?
Yes.
if I had an animated shield, because I also have my current shield.
As long as you're able to tune to it.
Cool.
How many attunements do you have?
I have 2 spare slots.
Only have one.
What are you
One spare
tuned
slot.
to?
Sorry, I have 1 spare slot.
Okay.
The blindfold in your sword.
The blindfold is not attunement.
My eye is not an attunement slot, but I had to give up an eye to get it, so.
Worth it.
Here you go, Ben. Ready?
The worst part about it was for like a week after we put that in, I could taste his fingers. Blech. And sneezed out a fingernail, I'm pretty sure it was his.
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do animated shield. Because I was looking for that.
I don't want to.
It was in there spell guard.
As you think a little harder on what you desire, shield,
Something that gets the shield.
a fist-sized miniature shield that looks like an expand outward upon attunement and command is in your palm.
I mean, I don't know how this is gonna help.
And you can feel it immediately attune, and as you just let go of it just a little lighter, it immediately starts flying and just kind of hovers on your right-hand side.
Well then. What is the AC of that thing actually?
And chance requires attunement, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I've had to Where is chance? I don't see chance here.
Is Thornbriar, did we sell Thornbriar or am I still carrying it?
You still have Thornbriar. I have the
Someone
card.
control it.
I have the
It's in
card
mine.
here. I have the card here.
It's an attunement
There
and
it
I
is.
don't have an attunement.
Yep.
And it's a great sword.
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm
a ranger, I can use
animated
it.
for 1 minute.
Yeah, it's just strength-based.
Yeah,
If you so desire, yeah.
yeah. It's one of those crazy, there will be some crazy moment where I need to pull that out. It won't do all of its crazy fancy stuff, but I have a great sword.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see.
Here you are. Thornbriar.
It's in my inventory.
Well,
This is only a very rare.
I think we could always use as much power as possible for any
It's a
of our
top tier,
foes.
very rare item.
Shall we?
That's surprised
But-
that'd be legendary.
Right?
Can I add an extra?
You know what? That's pretty sweet.
Uh-oh.
And it's not horribly game breaking.
No.
It was either an animated shield or.
So I'm thinking this.
Okay.
Let it
So-
be known, I was looking at
Oh, okay.
But with
Alright.
one side keyed here and one side keyed to where my patron is.
You're-
And then wherever you want the other ones to be.
It doesn't. You don't have to. You don't
You don't
have
have to choose. As long as you have like an
That's
anchor.
AC.
No, but it says that they have to be.
Oh, okay, hold
Yeah.
on. You can use an action.
It says each side is keyed into somewhere.
6 sides of the cube are each keyed to a different
I have an
plane
AC
of
of 29.
existence. So
Yeah.
she is right.
But like I
Yep.
picked 2, one is the material plane, and then you get 3 to do whatever you want with. Like
Alright.
this feels like a fair trade.
That's fair.
So as you, sorry, this is your phone.
There you go.
So as everyone's kind of studying, allowing yourselves to desire something and trying to be clever, Niquis, being always clever, a cube forms in your hand, about fist size, six-sided cube, each with a different symbol. But this one, as she pulls it out, it seems almost like a cube that folds into itself prospectively, and then forms back out, and then forms back in, as if it's a fourth-dimensional cube in her hand. Physically just slightly levitating above her hand, never truly being touched, seeing the symbols form inward infinitely and then outward back again. Something that defies logic. One of them, no symbol whatsoever, except just a blur of various symbols upon symbols upon symbols upon symbols upon symbol upon symbol. Something impossibly complex that should not be seen by mortal eyes is on one side. Another, the symbol of your home. And the other, the symbol to where again?
One of them has to be the material plane.
To the material plane.
Goodbye,
And
staff.
then the other three, you'll have to study on where
Hello,
it's going,
staff
but it
of
seems to be
magic.
still forming.
Right.
Is that what she
And
did?
this impossible
That's
cube
what it
is
Okay.
truly
here for that.
exceptional.
I thought,
Cool.
I thought
The
you
one
got
that's linked
vestige
to
instead.
here,
That's
I
basically
want it
what
to link to
this
my
turns
lab,
into.
like the real
Oh, wow.
lab.
Of course, yes.
Right. Beautiful.
So
Okay.
it becomes.
So you got both.
Since you
You
are
have both,
technically
but they're both
creating it
intended.
through the desires
yeah.
of what you want, you can do that, no problem.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, point of order. So I had a staff of power.
Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
Does it become a straight up staff of the Magi, or do I get both?
Right now, it is the staff of the magic.
Okay.
It
have
is,
a really
it
stupid
is
idea.
transforming as you speak, but it will take next game section
All right.
while I make the magical item.
I have a really stupid
Same
idea.
thing with you.
I can survive one hit from anything.
Do you have a concept
Let me
for
go
what
to the
you're gonna
terrace.
do with that?
Snap.
Okay.
So
Unfortunately, that
it
actually
was
only
quite
works
literally
really
just a
badly for
couple
you.
of pinpoint like concepts.
Yeah.
Of,
We
like,
just
could
couldn't
do
get the
this,
best
could
drafts.
do that. It was literally in the prototype stage.
You survive
well,
anything.
If we make
once.
it like it's the eye, it's like it's a whole bunch of like perception and visual.
Well, one of the items, and it's not going to be this item, but one of the eyes I was looking at was like the eye of Vecna. For like, representations and like, what could it do? And stuff like that. Boons and granting and powers
Cubic
and magical
gate.
effects.
See if you can find notes on the Eye of Macabre. I think it hasn't been updated since second
No, it
edition.
hasn't, but I will definitely, because I looked up everything about eye related in 5e, and there's not a lot.
But that might be a good,
Yes.
better looking point or.
Cool, yeah. So yeah, we'll talk it over.
Material.
It was either the animated shield or a vorpal sword.
You chose animated shield. You already chose it, mate.
I'm fine with Mercy.
Snickety
Mercy,
snack.
Mercy does more than enough damage. A vorpal sword would be a little game breaking, in my opinion.
Warple sword
Automatic
in
decapitation on a crit.
5e, in my opinion, is low tier.
Fair enough. Well, it's automatic decapitation
But
on a
it's been
crit.
automatic decapitation on a crit for several editions.
Yeah.
That's a 5 to 10% chance.
Yeah.
Which
Well, unless you put it on a scimitar that was also keen, and then it's like a
now you give it to a
It's
champion.
like a
fighter.
30% chance.
That's a 10%
Yeah,
chance.
so in the right hands, it can be top tier, but
Yeah.
by itself,
Yeah.
it's low tier in my opinion.
Being able to jack my AC to 29 now is kind of nice.
Yeah.
29?
Yes.
That is a
My
full,
AC went down. If we're clear.
that is a full 10 points higher than mine.
That's insane. You weren't
So I need to
practically
stand in front of you.
That's the point.
Wait, but is your AC now lower than mine?
Oh, it has to be.
I'm at 19.
16.
AoE
So
play, the band
no
language
longer
and
can I
stuff.
use you as a mage armor.
No longer my mage shield, yes.
Yeah.
AoE is what kills
Now,
me.
are you still happy with the Staff of Magi?
Yeah.
Try
Oh,
to attack me,
yeah.
get
No,
hurt.
it makes up for
AoE,
that.
I die.
Okay.
Like,
Are you shitting me? Don't you get like power word kill as a spell like ability once a day or
I
something
wish.
like that?
No, it's not that good.
No, it's more like spite. In
No,
in
the
Bennett's
thing that
opinion.
honestly, the thing that I'm missing is that it means that I will actually have to prepare Force Wall now. That was the big thing. I was using it for the Force Wall, and the Staff Magi doesn't come with Force Wall. It comes with Wall of Fire. Okay.
Oh,
You know,
no.
Oh darn.
Your force ball just happens to be
Now-
on fire now.
You can, since it is building it off of your preferences, do you want Wall of Force instead of Wall of Fire?
Hell yeah, I do.
Then
Well,
keep Wall of
well-
Force.
Really? Wow.
Customize Staff of the Magi.
Wall of Force is so much more powerful than Wall of Fire.
Yeah. Well, why not? I mean, it's
Now, Wall
Building
of
off
Force
of an
doesn't
item he already
kill.
had. It makes sense.
It
That's
doesn't
true.
kill by
That's
itself.
true. It's pure defense.
And if you
versus
want to
offense.
burn down a house, just cast Wall of Fire inside. Have fun! Get the water! And go to hell.
Just encircle the house.
Yeah. No, interior.
Yeah,
Just through
inside
the
the
living
house.
room, up the stairs.
There we go. They'll be doing with that for the next half hour.
Nothing worse than an evocation wizard with just fire-based spells.
the one that
Yeah.
I realized that is crazy game breaking is if you get where someone is casting darkness that doesn't affect the rest of the party, you are literally giving your entire party advantage and the entire enemy disadvantage all the time.
Yeah.
And
Darkness is one of those
there's like
skills.
3 ways to do it, and I was just like, Like,
Evocation
like
wizard.
how is this not a more common thing? I mean, you can do an evocation wizard who just elects that his spell does not affect the party members.
Yep.
You get warlocks with the devil sight invocation, so they can see through magical darkness. The shadow sorcerer has an ability where they can see through their own magical darkness.
All right. Where to next?
I believe we're gonna go kill some bitch ass
Let's go get him.
Feylord.
Let's go get that fucker.
Okay, so we have an opportunity to increase the artillery that we bring into this fight, but you have to not be whiny bitches about how scary it is.
Go on.
You had me scared.
Can I have that on a pillow?
You had me at artillery.
I think I'm kind of getting inured to your shit.
So that
Was it the
wasn't my real lab.
I feel like it was the eye.
That was the lab where I've only been completing work in this lifetime. I'm not taking questions.
I was right! You've been doing this before! Why haven't we done this before? Oh, wait, we probably have. What did your notes say? You're not supposed to tell me. Never mind.
Showing anyone you.
So
I was right.
there's
I was right.
there's a creature that I've been working on for approximately
Creature?
200 iterations.
At least 200
What?
iterations. Yeah.
200.
How long's an iteration?
Well, time is not exactly measured in the Fae.
So
I have several questions that will not get answered.
there you go.
Let's go.
So do we want to do that?
Yeah, it's just going to be creepy and scary.
Where to?
You remember the thing that was the solidified creation of mother and child and loss.
The skin,
That
the
thing?
skinned fetus thing? Yeah, we
Yeah.
remember that.
So
Yeah,
imagine
we
that
remember it.
times 200.
Oh, so the perfected version that
Right.
you've been working on. That was a bastardized.
That
attempt.
was one lifetime without all of my knowledge.
I'm gonna draw the comet card. The next creature you defeat grants you 1 level, 135 experience off of leveling anyway. That'll be the card that I draw.
So you get 2 levels.
Stay on topic.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm in.
Wow. What? How are we gonna be able to control this thing? Once you get it?
She will.
It's not so much a
She's
question of
perfected it.
controlling it as pointing it.
Just pointing in the direction. It'll go.
Question.
Question from the audience.
Whiteboard. Once we send this thing out,
I'm sorry. Calamities. Calamities.
are
By the
we?
way, the whiteboard is part of the magical items that you guys
Yes.
can collect. Whenever you need a whiteboard, it's just there.
Here's what I'm just want to be sure of. So we let this thing loose. We go, okay, great. Do we then have to just go, all right, now, eventually, we're going to have to go deal with that now. Are we trading one threat for another?
Likely not.
Okay.
So are they
No,
gonna?
no, no.
Is it gonna cancel each other out, or are you going to be able to control it, or is it just going to run around and hear someone else kill it?
More likely, it'll run around and somebody will come and sweep it up and stick it back in the room.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's
You make that sound so easy, but I know for a
does.
fact it's not.
Stable
It is so nuts.
masters, as in their job is going and getting them and bringing them back.
Throne.
Again, you make it sound like it's so easy.
Somewhere the master agrees to shudders a little bit.
Yeah.
But was like almost like a fun shudder.
Yeah.
How far away is this place?
Everybody hold hands.
What?
Everybody hold hands.
Okay, wait. I'm rescinding my being on board.
You don't have to hold his hand.
Oh, okay.
Grab him, and I double push the button.
I love it! That changes everything I was going to do. All the preparations and Soros one in the next room. Anyway.
So, the little cube I got, the side that is just kind of like a Fey symbol, not the one that's unknowable knowledge, I double press it, and a shadowy energy expands, gathers up all of us, and we plane shift to a different area on the same plane, which is my special secret laboratory.
As you feel almost like
No,
The eardrums, when there's absolute no sound, you can feel like the pressure on it. And after a cacophony noise of screaming ravens, flapping of birds flapping their wings around as they gather around, seemingly joyous of the new celebration of divine energy, encapsulating them. Everything goes silent.
3.
Even though you were grasping hands, it's gone. As if you're separating just forever in an inky void in all directions. No longer able to see, no longer to hear, no longer to taste, and so cold. As you hit an object and feel almost like the breaking of glass. And almost as the void opens wide towards your approach, yawning and bringing you in. Your eyes adjust from no light to all light, or dim light, in a sense, and it takes you a moment as you take a few steps forward, still grasping to each other, but a little cold. You're fine.
No. Can it be? It's still pitch black because the lights aren't on.
Correct. But with everyone's dark vision on.
Oh, I can see.
Light.
Okay, you're blinded.
Yeah.
You went from 0 light room to light in your face.
Do you just have light on your
Would
staff?
you like to describe? I do have a description
Yes.
here, but would you like to describe your dream
Sure.
laboratory?
So, when the room lights are on, so like back you turn them on. Everything is cast in an eerie green to purple glow. It's kind of distorted. There's crystal screens along every walls and little sockets beneath them with additional crystals, and it basically just like housing data memory stores, wall upon wall of crystal memories that I have been playing with and accessing. There's none of the jars and containers. Everything feels much more sterile. This is where the work gets done. Out past one window, if you glance down into it, there is just essentially a field of cages and things rattling inside of them, or the ones that are more unnerving are the ones that are completely still. There is shelves upon shelves of research. There is a small desk where everything is in perfect, neat, orderly stacks, and it's there. Like, there's no sleeping quarters. There's no nothing. Like, the only thing that happens here is work.
What I'm getting from this is Hellraiser meets Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Yeah, that sounds pretty on
I
point.
kinda like
That sounds pretty on point.
Sure. add in a blockbuster review, and
There's
you've
a
got
big
it.
old stuffing machine in the corner.
You don't want to know what's
There's just
up
like
with
this swirling vat of shadow with a nozzle out of it, and occasionally things just get like impaled on it.
And thrown into a cage and then eventually animate.
Yeah.
And that is how a lot of the cages get filled. You fill them with shadow, you throw them in a cage, and they animate.
And at the centermost part of this chamber, where everything seems to hover around, this 50-foot diameter circle of various structure-lined structures, almost like a housed cage. Open, of course, but has jagged bits of metal, pieces of chain, wrapped materials around it of various cloth and writing, and, well, you described it. Build-A-Bear Workshop kind of like
Hellraiser
vats
meets Build-A-Bear
of
Workshop.
that kind of energy that seems to be ready to inject in a certain singular iron-like maiden holding device at the center of this circle. Closed, chain-wrapped, and you know this. This was your first servant. Willingly gave himself, upon ready, forever stricken from history of his true name, so that his body can be the first towards perfection.
One of us.
Empty, but ready.
All right. Can we get it and go?
You also hear, bloody hell. And you turn around, you realize Aeronat that has been taking care of the two unconscious bodies. One of them is up, bloodshot-eyed, but this
Oh, right. I forgot about him.
Salakai female, very thin, almost like corpse-like thin, armored individual with a great longsword that is very thin for its stature, but definitely great sword
Like an
length.
elven court blade almost.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Is currently standing, bloodshot eyes, in the midst of eating an apple. When everything happened at the same time, when Aranat just grabbed immediately. The other one's still on the floor, just like a heap of cloth and pile of clothing, moving, but not really.
Goodberry?
Is she? Well,
Another good berry?
I am indebted to you, so.
No, mine actually tastes very good. Probably not to them, but
Yeah, she just kind of looks at you.
they're delicious, nutritious.
How many did you have?
And regenerated.
Fuck me sideways.
I have 8.
Well, I'm indebted to.
Party.
What would you have with me? As particular set of skills, usually punching people, making people bloody, and then collecting debts.
You'll do fantastic.
I can live with that.
Alright.
Welcome aboard.
You now have 2 occupations. You are to protect my exposed flank while I rain death and destruction on my enemies, and you are to keep him from fucking with me while I sleep.
She kind of looks you up and down, walks around.
Well, fuck with you when you're awake.
She taps her chain arm. I get to keep it.
Of course.
Edda.
Regina?
Quinn. It's her soul. If I take the chain, then I can basically unmake her.
Oh.
I've already paid many debts, and I did a lot, many of them regrettable, to keep this fucking thing.
Ours shall be a partnership, not a servant-master relationship.
You know, usually I don't like working with such pretty folk, but I do like your morals.
Throw my dice
At
at you.
least somewhat. Done.
Oh, I was gonna roll diplomas. Persuasion.
What's with the pile of bags, by the way?
What?
Pile of bags. She points to the semi-collapsed pile of almost...
Sorry, I was rolling my persuasion.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Partnership, and I got a 36.
36, yeah. Even with your passive and everything, I was going to give you advantage, and with a 36, there is no rebuttal.
Yep, sure.
The only
That's
thing
good.
she asked for is to keep her soul,
Yep.
and that's it. She is your servant.
Okay.
She is a level 7 Eldritch Knight.
Damn.
I'm writing in inventory.
Wow.
Level
I already
is
have
an
the character
Eldritch
sheet, but I will not
Valuable.
give you the... actually...
Given she's half our level, but still, level 7 Eldritch
No,
Knight is
fuck
good.
it. Here you go.
Level 7 Eldritch Knight. Oof. 4 spells. Yay. Another life bonus.
Eldritch Knights don't play around.
No, they don't.
She also points, so who's this fucker?
Do we want to wake him up?
You want me to throw him in the tank?
No.
Do I need anything else for my research to be completed? Like any parts?
Make a charisma-based performance check. To search your memory, see what you need, what you desire to fill, and how many memories you have to collect, shape, and prepare for this specific moment that you've had so much hardship trying to get past.
29?
29. You know you need one other thing. You're so close.
Do I know what it is?
You're not quite sure, but you need just one bit of inspiration to bring it to a DC 30. Something.
Inspiration!
Make a perception check.
Pocket sand, he has pocket inspiration.
29.
20.
Sorry,
20.
19. 19, sorry.
19?
19. I rolled a
Final.
7, not a 17.
Okay. Roll. What's your inspiration?
What, Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
It's a D8.
D8. How would you like to inspire her? In this specific moment, as you see that inquisitive part of a Niquis looking back in herself, mentally judging what is right for this specific terrible moment, as she seems to go into almost an inquisitive mindset, as she's looking at the various vats of psychic energy that is able to force certain events to happen in oneself.
I kind of lean over to Niquis and I say, I'm sure that you've done tremendous research into sorrow and pain and anguish. Now just pour in the annoyance you feel at Eck.
As suddenly
You do
I'm poking someone.
off your immaculately clean working desk.
As can I get a good berry?
I thought that was nailed down. I'm sorry.
And with that aggression that you've had,
Just aggressive rage.
aggression, perhaps you were just too
Wake the
subtle.
guy up.
Maybe you need to be a little bit more forceful. And you're like about to put it onto, and you're like, wait. And you're holding it in your mind. Roll a D6, D8, or
I think she rolls it.
And it's she can roll it or I can roll it. I mean,
you can roll it
What am I rolling?
D8.
for inspiration.
But here's the fun fact.
6.
6 at a DC 35. You stop yourself from pouring it in the moment of passion, pouring it into this stupid turtle. You have what you need.
Okay. What do
You've
I...
never been more certain than you've ever been before.
I'm gonna good bury the guy that's on the ground. Okay. In this exact moment, I'm good burying the guy that's on the
Okay,
ground.
we'll get to that
This
in
is
a
what he's
moment.
gonna wake up to.
Just
Yeah.
It's alive!
So what's the one thing?
Well, this is a storytelling aspect of like a researchers and what you need in terms of like raw emotion and stuff like that.
Okay,
good berry.
but you're saying it's emotion, not physical. Like,
Correct.
alright.
It was unspent rage.
Physical is easy for sorcery.
Pure,
It's all the
100%
mental bits that
unrestricted.
Right, but I'm
Unbridled
just saying,
rage.
like, this was going to go one of two ways. Either the dude the dude he's good burying was getting something cut out at the same time, or I was going to figure out what to do with the energy. That's why it was important that this got answered
It's
now.
entirely up to you in your research and your environment. What do you
Good
think?
Harry in the guy's mouth.
And the
She's cutting
liver.
something out.
Yeah, what do you believe is missing from this aspect that you've always missed
This
your
is
other
some
200
sadistic
plus
shit.
times?
Yeah?
I kind of like it. This is very sadistic. I
Welcome.
like it.
So with this being the intention is
Nickname from
it's a sorrow-sworn constructed of pure grief. Like, this
Wow.
is abject sorrow, dispassion, the loss of all connection, and
She get levels too.
essentially the destruction of humanity into
Shut
despair.
her cry.
I can't think, y'all.
Nice. Cool.
An aspect of that was something that I did not understand prior to this association is the sense of ego that is tied up into any form of despair that one feels. It is a personal loss, even though it is a loss to the other. As someone who does not maintain connections beyond those which are useful, hearing a certain someone bitch forlorn about Ga for however many weeks. God, it's only been weeks. It is functionally unfathomable to me how the personal ego ties into it. And getting that sense of destruction of self and shoving that into the final construction makes it bigger, makes it angrier, makes lashing out a thing, and suddenly it all coalesces into the pure concept.
And you get to work. You start plugging in the wires. You start plugging in various injectors into the various holes of this iron meat-like structure. At first, it was like a normal human eye, but this one is definitely bigger. And as the various things are plugged into place, rooms of fey magic, energy, energized with the various desires, passions, and what she needs. What is needed at this single moment. An hour passes by like water as you see her go to work. You can see her. This is her passion. This is her life work. And you can see many versions of her chaptered life coming to this singular moment, this specific needed, desired, and hard-won moment. The last bead of injector goes in. As you close the doors after opening them, seeing the pale body within pierced in multiple areas, a fey, shadow fey servant, very much like a Gladwin herself. Inside, eyes washed over, body tattooed, bound, and held in place by the Iron Maiden itself, seems to make a general eye contact towards her former master and just smiles and leans forward as the last injector goes deep into its chest before the Iron Maiden closes. And you step back as you turn the final on switch. The bear's energy is pouring into this cell, and as you pull it into it, judging just the right moment in time, Vedic, go to roll Arcana check.
Vedic's over there with goggles, just like...
We'll get to you
You
in
don't know
just a
where he
moment.
got jumper cables. He's like, I'm ready. Just put me in, coach. That has actually got to be the poorest goddamn Arcana check I have ever rolled with this character.
It's only a 30.
You are lucky, aren't you not?
Yeah, this is funny though.
You're making Captain die.
And this is actually going to be interesting. This is perfect. If you don't know what's happening, this is perfect.
I don't know what's happening.
That turns into a 20.
20, you don't know exactly what is happening, but you can feel the fate senses and the fate things that you usually dance across, laughing like a gleeful, Vedic.
We don't know how, but you have goggles and a white robe.
I've been waiting the entire adventure for this.
But you stop and you realize she doesn't need assistance. She's already got this. This is her domain. She's done this so many times, but every time has failed. But that's not the thing. Something's tickling the back of your skull. You can smell mangoes.
It's
Taste
very-
copper. You can feel something tingling the weave around you as everyone around you, especially those that are more fey in nature, feels an energy rush like no other. Niquis, you're two in midst of emulation, throws a passion of your work to really notice this, but it even powers your singular moment as you turn on reliever. As
Not the third lever!
What? We didn't have that lever.
Wrong lever.
Roll the first and the second, not the third.
as
What's the
the
fourth?
grand demise has arrived. The grand shift, the celebration of it all. You realize it a little bit. The grand celebration was in midst of this grand demise. The shift from the Feywild to the Shadow Fey in terms of favoring. It happens every now and again, but this one is powerful. And a wave of energy, of negative plane energy, washed over this singular moment, energizing any one of the Unsealed Council members, powering them to an unimaginable degree, physical or magical incantation. Otherwise, who has a 15 rank or higher, you still get the benefits, man.
Oh, crap.
Not it.
In this moment, you are filled with the energies of the Unsealed Council as you feel all the Fae and the various ravens and every celestial being of the Raven Palace scream with joy as the time is now, the time has arrived, and grand emulations have been completed.
Oh no.
Everything has come into place.
Will?
Right?
The time is 9. As this great
Wow, that's
wave
nice.
of energy passes through, filling you with
You just
energy
reach out
brimming to the point that you feel like you're going to explode.
Why?
Because you get
Would you
this
like to
too.
describe the transformation sequence?
No, you got it.
Very well. The body.
What's so wrong with this is not just the general wrongness of it, but that she's enjoying it so much.
At least this is what I do. What about Cacklefit over here?
Okay.
Want one?
I've dedicated lifetimes to this. He's enjoying it more than I am.
That's gonna be nasty.
That is nasty. You just gave me charm person at will.
Uh-huh.
Funneling of energy, elevation of the
Pain,
negative
death.
planes. You can hear muffled screams on the inside of this Iron Maiden. You can hear the various siphoning energies being poured into it in almost the very places around you. Even though with your magical darkness, dark vision that you're able to have of the various means around you, even your vision begins to blur. No funnel in a single direction, like a singularity of a black hole at the center of this Iron Maiden.
Stepping back. Stepping back.
The Iron Man
Walking
made
backwards.
internally dense. It dents again, others out. Boulders.
And
One of the rivets comes shooting up.
Exactly, yes. Chill, muffled screams, no longer of a person, of a humanoid, or Fae, otherwise suddenly turns a little bit more mystic, ravenous, hateful, and so much sorrow. You can feel the scraping of your mental psyches being ripped away, just being at the sight, no, your own imagination of not seeing the body as
What's in the box?
a chunk flies, another, and eventually, as the body spills out, bulbous, gross, and multi-shaped form. Suddenly, animalistic, all four hands, large body of a huge, if not greater, person, growing, tendrils and gnaws. This is your item. What final form would you like to take?
Okay. The
Margaret
SARS.
Thatcher.
No, I want it to live.
Now, I think.
wait!
Just
You are
Bob
missing
Ross.
you are missing an incredible opportunity here. And if you're not going to take it, then it's alive! It's alive!
I don't like that's more in there.
Just in the background, it's alive! Wander off screen.
Electrical energies.
Somehow you've developed hair so that way you can be stacked up.
So, Mr. Sparks, how did it go? Mr. Stark.
It's a large creature, like it's fucking huge. It only maneuvers on all fours and it drags itself along very quickly. Like it's just it's in a state of
That's
Leaving
Yeah.
various oozy materials behind its wake.
the oozing materials all seem to they seem to originate from the eyes, as though it's just kind of like got that slow leak cry going on. Its skin is a mottled gray and white. It's everything about it is just like stringy, the corded muscle that you get when you haven't been eating but you've still been forced to work. The hair is falling out as though it hasn't too muscly, but like it's the kind of like starvation muscle, like post runner kind of direction. But yeah, and then it is making sound, but it does not have a mouth. Like it is in a physical isolation from the world and unable to express. And
I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw from fear.
That'd be nice. That was a nat 20.
This thing is horrifying. You hold your ground just out of spite. You're not exactly afraid, but at the same time, every
don't wanna be
instinct
here. I very much don't wanna
every
be here.
instinct in your body is still is in a fight or flight situation.
I don't like it, but I think it
16.
worked.
16, you're frightened. So as you're
It's alive! Shit, it's alive!
or you're like,
I didn't mean it.
wait for me.
13.
And quit.
10.
10. Oh my god, you're gone. You took one of the change and just started climbing up.
Let me out! I don't.
do you
Let me
have
out.
And these almost
so you're just blinking out of existence away from it.
So this spider-like skeletal structure that was around this ritualistic chamber open air chamber. As its various tendrils start to form out, the spider web-like forms of energy begin to force it back in, even though it's still fighting, moaning silently with its multi-jawed lower aspect.
Yeah,
as
no,
it looks towards you,
it's
feeling the
that, but
psychic
crawling.
presence.
Yeah.
Unable to leave unless given permission.
Can't show
It
this.
is. It's done. It's done.
So, you said you wouldn't be whiny bitches about how scary it was.
I'm still here. I have not moved.
I'm just making sure the walls are, the doors are locked solid. Right?
They're really locked. Thank you, Sparks.
And Edda kind of just walks up
That's a
as a
nice
natural
thing to
20, this new fighter amongst the group. That's not, I haven't seen a lot of personal horrors that really slick my heart. That's fucking badass. Well done.
Can't agree. Do not want to see that ever again.
Well, it's
I can't
coming
look
with
away.
us, so...
I'm glad I'm not fighting it.
Minor illusion, giant teddy bear.
That somehow works.
Still mention the Build-A-Bear workshop.
Giant teddy bear crawling.
Oh my god.
It's like FNAF. It's just terrible. It's Mangle.
So headcanon that I did not discuss with you, but the way that they're kind of maneuvered has always just been like a psychic tether, but like it's something you have to physically hold, and so it's kind of like they're linked to me mentally, but it's one of those like you let them
Yeah,
go,
especially with Star Wars One and these type of motion, there is no true control.
Right.
Especially with all the other Star Wars ones that you had these. So we were thinking the same fucking thing actually.
Okay.
Most of the time, and if it's not you in direct control, other people had to literally chain them up and just kind of walk them into the room on everyone's going to die here. There is no control like, oh, it's going to attack that person. No, it's like everyone dies as soon as it is released in a single direction.
So basically, we're going to turn this loose on Fey Lord and either kill it and then kill whichever wins.
No, we don't kill this, because this we can, like, I can grab its hand and take it with us to the Tarask and let go again.
Oh.
Can it go into a quiet little box while you're carrying it instead of having to drag it along?
Nope. It doesn't make those noises. It doesn't
It's
have
not
a
making-
mouth.
it's
It's
eerily
screaming in
quiet.
anguish that's muffled behind the
Sorry,
skin.
that was me gargling with my.
So rather than running away, I just think it's hilarious that, there's this change in the whole thing. The grand demise has happened. All of a sudden, I have these additional abilities because the Unsealing Court likes me. And I'm just like, and I see it's like, nope, feign death. Full possum.
With your pixie. I can't CPR's back to the cat.
Pixie doing CPR.
It's not effective.
Finally, it just starts jumping on your eyeball, trying to get you to wake up.
Okay, so when I'm done prestidigitizing my pants.
And eventually, after a number of...
That's why I don't wear any.
I am stoic.
I
9
swear
minutes
to God,
later-
if you shit in my lab.
9 minutes later of gathering your senses and coming back and still frightened of this thing, but realizing that it is currently tethered and held in place, but still no longer trying to get out, but is currently just making forever deep, hollowed eye contact to whoever is closest and seems to have inner sorrow to it.
What is it? Creepy and morbid?
Morbid and creepified.
I got no problem with, as long as she does it quiet-like.
Yeah. It's a Firefly quote that gets referenced at me
all right.
on the reg.
I never felt so motivated to go find the Feylord right now.
I really need something to fight right now.
Please. Anything? Something big.
Do we
For
do,
now-
do we do the hand thingy again? Or what would
No.
For
What
now?
we're... Okay.
This is your miniature for now.
Works
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, I do not have the actual miniature.
Gasp.
But, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm so surprised.
But in terms of like horror monstrosity,
yeah, that looks pretty on par. I would say that's pretty on par.
There's a hole through it.
There's several holes through it.
So the last thing that I want to do as we make our way out is I am going to make the way from my lab known once more. And that means that all within the Fae who have knowledge of like the grief chain and all of that, suddenly they know of our power, they know of the work that has been done. Like essentially I'm going public with, so for the last 200 years, fuck you, buddy. And with that grand invitation to the Unsealed Council members, those that are connected.
Right, we're just gonna go kill like half the Unsealed Council.
Quinn.
No, we're gonna go kill one and maybe 3 others.
And Niquis.
I'm okay with this.
You feel the change, the elevation of your reputation. You gain 10 reputation right off the bat to your number.
Do I gain any?
For gathering a follower, you gain 3 reputation.
Do I get any for standing in the face of purified fear?
Do I get
This
any
is
for
the thing.
proximity to
So
her?
her reputation, because you are labeled as her servants, your general reputation number has elevated to half hers.
What is half of yours?
What is half of yours?
You guys are all respectable at this point.
Which is
Only in and like doing her work. So if you go up to someone and say, "Hey, your master has said you get your ass in line," you can roll with your boon, your current boon.
So basically, you can order bitches on my behalf.
Yes.
But you
So I
can't do it
don't
on
get
your
these
own.
bonuses because my rep is increased.
No, it does not increase your status, but it increases your reputation because you're working
So
under someone that is
if-
very
Gotcha.
well
If
respected.
we're actioning something that he'll adjust accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question was, does our actual reputation doesn't go up at all?
Unless your vanilla reputation number increases you to the next status ranking, you do not get the next boon.
I'm just trying to get 2 more out of this somehow, because I'm at 18 right now.
You know what? Roll a persuasion to the Unsealed Council.
How are you doing that?
I don't know.
That's time for a nat 20.
That's a 34.
34.
Persuasion. This is what I do.
17 too. Jeez.
That's why he's doing well on the Fae.
Unfortunately, no.
34 is unfortunately okay. No.
The problem is you also play dead in one of the most representations.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Well, the problem is there's a lot of hidden eyes all over the place, even within the shadows.
Not in my
What
lab.
about for
My lab
taking
was
out
still
dudes
sealed.
familiar?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that there's any increase or decrease.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So
about for taking out Reggie?
You'll get it later.
one more time,
What about for taking out Reggie?
Oh, taking out Reggie's nothing.
Reggie. Oh,
I yeeted it.
nah, that's its own reward.
you eateth, I deleteth.
All you gotta do is say,
Yoink. Deleted and deleted.
Continue
Got
with
it.
the story before we take a break.
Yeah.
Right. And as we leave, I'm leading with the Sorrow Sworn.
Understood. Leading the path, and you can.
This is like the
feel-
dark version of the Aladdin intro. Prince
really is. I mean,
Leandro. Holy shit!
It is scary, scary. And there's a few times a couple people get in the way, and it is up to you if they deserve to die because they didn't get out of the way because they're too stupid.
It depends on their status.
if they're low, maybe?
They're definitely low status.
Okay.
Peasants.
Like peasants. Okay. Peasants, I don't bother with. Anything above,
10 peasants die as you travel.
no, I'm saying peasants aren't worthy of
They're not
this
worth
level
killing.
of power.
Oh, so they don't see it.
Right.
Got it. Okay, misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
One slash head of the claw.
But if there's anything that's in that range between the like barely acknowledged or
Yeah,
whatever,
barely acknowledged. And above.
yeah, those ones, there's going to be considerations.
Understood. Then we'll say that 2 of these people that get caught up and just get they freeze in their fear, 2 of them die.
Okay.
But that's natural of the Unsealed Council. You have to protect yourself, you understand? And you can feel the word already spreading. The work has been completed. The work has been done. The raven has returned. The time of grief is nigh. And you can hear Lord Abitterfoss's voice echo into the chamber. Yes! Finally! Oh, so many years.
Do you mean Master of Grief?
No, the Lord of Bitter Frost.
Okay.
The Lord of Bitter Frost.
Wait a minute. This is going to power him up, isn't it?
And you can hear him announcing to everyone of the Sealy Council, everyone in my celebration, I invite you to feast upon the remains, but everyone that has bargained with me, you know what to do. Go forth, and let's bring the party to its rightful conclusion. And we're going to end right there.
Bring it on, fuckstick.
There's the slow motion action as we're walking down the hallway.
Yeah! The most fucked up version of a spacewalk ever. I love it.
The great big teddy bear paw comes down. Got you.
What you want to do when the torment comes for you?
Okay, so
Fate lords. What
that
you gonna
changed
do?
the course of events quite a bit, especially with that deck of many things
gonna
pull
do
for
when-
specific items, and very clever of you with the cube. Well done.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank
No
you.
plane
Thank
survives
you.
the players.
Oh, no, naturally. I'm just reacting to it. But we're going to end right here, and I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to see you on the next game, and we're going to continue as I try to figure out the stats on this fucking thing.
Yes. That's what its stats are. Did it succeed on that attack roll?
Yes.
Did it make that save?
Yes.
And
Is it still alive after that hit?
Yes.
yeah, pretty much.
Is it immune to fire? Yes.
It's immune to... Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway, so, see you in a moment. We got 2 vestiges. We got a new Sorrow Sworn in the making.
And you decide, did we create something
No.
worse than the Trask?
Where are you heading specifically?
Hey,
Straight to the Lord.
I
Oh,
think we're
That's
going
a
right to the
compliment.
Lord.
we're
But-
meeting him.
In the celebration hall?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna.
We're
I'm
meeting the
going
celebration.
to destroy his form and then his heart. He does not gain reputation off of this adventure.
Ass
I want to be
kicking
clear.
this epic deserves spectators.
This is fair. This is fair.
I'm good with it.
That gives me about 5 minutes to write our fight song. Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed this adventure with me, along with everyone else. Till next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, together we roll. I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll. The gods look down on us, we're just a game to them. Eldritch monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up, we'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. There's something coming and it's coming fast. We won't be frightened by the dead hand.